Welcome, everyone, to Know Before You Go, a broadcast briefing powered by JSA and TeleGeography. I'm your host, Jaymie Scotto, Cutaia, CEO and founder of JSA. What is Know Before You Go? It is your show that covers everything attendees should have on their radar, from insider talking points to conference logistics. So taking that whole big span of items that we want to be knowing before we board that plane for our next big industry event. And today we are talking about next big industry event on none other than PTC'25, taking place January 19th through the 22nd in Honolulu, Hawaii. Not a bad place to kick off the new year. So all over my shoulder, you have a QR code with a link to the conference website. So go ahead and click over there to register quickly. All right, so let's get right to it, guys, giving us the conversation topics that attendees can expect in around those conference sessions at PTC. We are honored to be joined by none other than TeleGeography Senior Research Manager, Brianna Boudreau. Hi, Brianna. Welcome.
Hi, Jaymie. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
We are thrilled to have you back, I should say, for another exciting edition of Know Before You Go. All right, so let's get to it, guys. This is Trends to Know Before You Go. All right, setting the stage. Can you refresh our memories, Brianna, on what some of the biggest topics were as we entered PTC last year?
Sure. So a big part of the conversation last year at PTC revolved around the resolution of delays in new network supply that had plagued the industry for the past few years. So stemming from supply chain constraints, card shortages, geopolitical challenges, and that lack of supply had stalled bandwidth price erosion globally, which historically had not been seen. So people were really assessing, as we saw some new systems come online, had things gone back to normal, or was there a new normal? And that really varied by region. For example, Africa had just seen the launch of Equiana with a big influx of new supply. Latin America was expecting the launch of Fermina this year. So things were getting back to normal there. But within Asia and the Pacific, there were still some geopolitical challenges that were delaying new network supply. And so things were still a little bit more stalled. People were trying to get the lay of the land about what things were going on where. And there was also the continuation of the conversation about new network hubs, particularly within Asia and Pacific, which is a big focus for PTC. There's a lot of new investment from network and data center operators in markets outside of the established hubs of Singapore, Hong Kong, and Tokyo for a number of reasons: geopolitical, power and space concerns, and a desire to diversify networks. You were hearing markets such as Indonesia, the Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia being talking points, and I expect we're going to hear a lot more about them again this year.
And, talking diversification and network hubs kind of leads me to one of my favorite topics, submarine cables, right? I mean, everyone loves talking submarine cables. Always a hot topic for our friends over at PTC and the attendees of them. What can we expect to hear about subsea cables this year?
Well, submarine cables are near and dear to TeleGeography's heart. And there's a lot of ground to cover this year in the market at PTC. Personally, I'm excited to hear about the status of some of those systems that may have been delayed last year, but are starting to come online end of this year, early 2025. There's a massive influx of new supply coming online, connecting to Asia and across the Pacific with a diversity of ownership. So what is the impact of all these new systems going to be in terms of supply, competition, pricing? It'll be really interesting to see. And also, something that'll be part of a number of conversations really is about how do we make networks more resilient, particularly with the multiple outages over the past year on the coast of Africa, in the Red Sea, and even this week within Europe. This really is top of mind for many people. How do we achieve more resilient networks? Is it more cables on key global routes? Is it going to be connectivity on unique routes? Certainly due to uncertainties still in Yemen, people are talking about transit paths to Europe via Turkey, Iraq, or Saudi Arabia. Is it Europe to Asia via the Arctic? All those unique routing options are now being discussed. Or is it integrating backup technologies like satellite alongside subcables in your more remote geographies? So, what are all the options to help us achieve that network resiliency in case we do have more outages like we saw earlier this year? Part of that is also that we're approaching an era of cable retirements, and a number of systems that we know and love are approaching end of life. And while some providers have announced plans to replace them, others have not. And so does this change the competitive landscape on some routes if there's a different set of bandwidth suppliers, number of cable systems? And then I think the big key one that'll be a hot topic is, what is the impact of generative AI on a lot of these international networks? How does it relate to the subcable market?
There you go. You said the 2025 hot topic,
Yeah.
AI. And it's certainly, again, top of mind for so many us here at JSA as well. What are you hoping to learn about AI at PTC?
I'm looking forward to learning more about what the impact of AI is going to be on different pieces of the network and what do we need to do to support it. Certainly, when you talk to providers, AI is their top demand driver for the network, but how exactly it's going to impact the network hasn't been entirely clear. For example, if your training models are pulling data from all over the world, not to mention how often they need to do that, that may focus your investment more on long haul capacity. But if your data is being stored locally, or you've got your inference clusters closer to end users for performance concerns, that may focus your investment more on local or metro networks. So learning how all these people are thinking through this, how they're setting up their AI models, and how we can support that by investing in the network going forward. It'll be interesting to hear.
Absolutely interesting. And of course, AI has impacted investment in the data center market as well. What are the biggest factors you're seeing alongside AI shaping the data center market today?
I think kind of connecting AI and data centers power has been a concern in the data center market for a number of years. And AI has really only amplified that challenge to source sufficient power. Estimates are that AI data centers require 2 to 5 times the capacity of other cloud data centers, which is staggering to me. And this has really driven investment in innovative power and cooling solutions, energy partnerships with green power companies, and also driven data center operators to look at investments in edge markets. Edge markets have been a hot topic because of space concerns as well. I know we've seen a growth in a number of markets outside traditional data center hubs as people are looking to balance those space concerns. If you think about within Asia Pacific, we've seen growth in Singapore be curtailed as there's more regulation. And you're seeing investment in edge markets and growth in India, Malaysia, Indonesia. They've all become focal points for investment. And finally, sustainability. With these challenges concerning power and space, how do you make new investments sustainable, more environmentally friendly as well? Those are all challenges that people are wrangling with.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that sort of tees up, I think, a little nicely. We should take a moment to say there's a time honored tradition at PTC for the TeleGeography's annual workshop, always one of the biggest highlights. Can you give us a sneak peek of what to expect from TeleGeography and what you're going to be covering at your annual workshop?
Oh, happy to. I mean, the PTC workshop is always a great way to kick off the year. Lets us roll out some of our latest research. It's always great to see the friendly faces in the crowd. And we've got a diversity of topics this year that we're going to go through. My colleague John Hambo will be looking at the latest trends in the interconnection market, including how data center operators are dealing with the power and space concerns we just discussed. And he'll also take a look at which cities are poised to be the next major hub. I'll be back with our global roundup of the latest pricing trends in the wholesale market and what the outlook is for bandwidth buyers and sellers in 2025. And finally, Alan Malden will be looking at how soaring bandwidth demand, AI infrastructure, and geopolitical challenges are transforming the global network. So if you're at PTC, we'd love to see you there. We've got some exciting topics we're talking about on the Sunday of the event. And if you aren't able to make it, you can use that QR code over Jaymie to download our workshop slides so you won't miss any of the insights. But we'd be happy to see you there.
No matter how many times I point, I always get it wrong. Just do this now. But yes, go ahead, click over my shoulder, and you'll actually get the slides from last year. But still, a really cool preview to what you can expect this year. So thank you so much, Brianna. You are always an amazing resource of just getting that market analysis, just, quickly understanding the trends, what people are going to be talking about when we land in sunny Honolulu. So thank you so much.
Thank you
And
for having me. It's wonderful as always.
always. And we look forward to that amazing annual telegeography workshop and all your great insight there too. Yay. Now, guys, let's go ahead and finish out the briefing with some insider tips for making the most of our time at PTC from the PTC CEO himself. Hey, everybody, I am joined by none other than Mr. Brian Moon, CEO of PTC, a dear friend, we want to say. And we are so excited, Brian, to share some tips that you may have for us on how attendees can make the most of this year's time at PTC. Welcome, welcome.
Thanks, Jaymie. Always good to see you. Thanks for having us. I'm looking forward to talking over the next 2 hours. Just kidding. That's how much time we would need to cover everything. But I know we've got to shorten that down a little bit, and we'll do our best. But it's good to be here. Good to see you.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. We'll do our best. Okay, so let's just go ahead, jump right in.
Yeah.
What topics and speakers are planned for the center stage?
Well, Brianna here with the Sunday Cable Workshop, as you two talked about a minute ago, because that's always a great way to kick off the week at PTC. And the Submarine Cable Workshop, again, starts on Sunday. We're going to be having sessions for attendees informed on the latest industry developments, like Brianna touched on. And our partners at TeleGeography will be hosting their workshop, the ever-popular standing room only workshop. So Sunday is the official kickoff of the conference with the Submarine Cable Workshop. And then we dive into day one of center stage. And as you can see on this slide, we have done it again. We're bringing together a masterful panel of the celebrities of the industry, as you can see here. These executive CEOs are going to be covering the future of private equity, digital infrastructure, data centers, and the buzzword of the moment, and has been for a couple of years, AI. So center stage is going to explore the new models, driving the growth, including partnerships, hyperscalers, pension funds, governments, and a few of the executives I just want to highlight there. You'll see from I Squared Capital, Digital Bridge, Morrison, EQT Partners, NTT Global Data Centers, Vertiv, EdgeConnects, Digital Realty, NextDC, and on the topic of AI, we are thrilled to welcome Andrea Zhou, who you see on the bottom right corner there, from NVIDIA. She's the Senior Director of AI Programs from NVIDIA. So it's her first time at PTC. She'll be speaking on center stage on all things AI and how it's impacting the industry. And then we roll into day two. So more industry celebrities, more CEOs, more executives. And on day two, they're going to be focusing on the critical role of fiber and how it's driving growth in the cloud-driven world. We'll talk about cloud, AI demand growth, again, like Brianna and yourself talked about a few minutes ago, and also taking a close look at digital infrastructure and emerging and controversial markets. So that'll be an interesting session to look at on day two. And then we'll cap it off with the evolving role of data centers. And on day two, some of the companies I want to highlight that will be speaking are Meta, Google, Telstra, Infinera, Ciena, Zayo, Telecom Egypt, and Console Connect. So we've got a really, really busy mornings of both Monday and Tuesday on center stage. It's going to be really, really exciting, and we're so thankful to have these CEOs and industry execs join us.
What an incredible roster! What an incredible lineup of really the thought leaders of today, talking about what 2025 will really hold for us. It's like I feel like PTC, you're always looking into a crystal ball, looking into what the year is going to look like and how it's going to roll out. So, talking previews, can you give us a preview of what attendees can expect from the topical sessions?
Absolutely. Well, I like that though. That's why you're a brander, right? It could be tropical sessions, maybe. But yeah, no, the topical sessions. So those take place in the afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons. And those are more intimate, right? Different from center stage is that they're actually in a different location at the conference, but this gives an opportunity for a smaller group to hear from industry experts and executives. And you see a preview there of some of the great speakers we have lined up in the topical sessions. And these sessions will really start to focus and hone in on specific topics within these industries or these areas. And we'll dive into sustainability, satellite, which is obviously another hot topic in the industry right now. And then also our friends and partners at the Mobile Ecosystem Forum will be coming back and focusing on what's going on in the mobile industry. And so that session is taking place Sunday afternoon.
All right. So when it comes to empowering and supporting the next generation of talent, I know we share a lot in common, our passion there.
Yep.
Tell us more about PTC Beyond and all that PTC is doing to really embrace future talent.
Yeah, so PTC Beyond is coming back. And as you know, this is a program that we've had, an initiative we've had for the past several years, focusing on young professionals. But taking a step back this year, I'm really, really excited to share again, and we've been promoting this really heavily this year, is our new partnership with Columbia Business School. And so we've launched, this is our inaugural year of the Top Talent Leadership Development Program in partnership with Columbia Business School. So what we're doing here is we are prepping the next 30 senior executives in the industry who are going to move up to the C-suite 5-10 years from now. It's going to be a small group setting led by 2 dynamic professors from Columbia University. And they're going to be focusing on what's going to drive success, what's the future growth of the industry, and being coached, applying cutting edge research and really exploring and finding solutions for real world challenges. And then complementing that is the PTC Beyond program, which we just talked about. So coming back again, we will have the Academy taking place in person this year. And that program, what's different than Columbia, is geared towards the mid-level managers. And so these are the folks who've been in the industry several years from now, want to continue progressing their tenure, and they want to move up to the C-suite. So now we have this great education platform that PTC is building where you come into the industry, you enroll in a program like the Beyond Academy, and then several years from now, we'll continue on to the Columbia Business School program. So we've got this ladder of progression that's going on in terms of education. And so PTC, we're really proud in putting together this program. And again, really excited about our new partnership with Columbia Business School.
So incredible, so innovative. I mean, honestly, Brian, every time you talk PTC, you unveil something else, something extra special, something new. So what else you got? What other special programs do you have in store for us this year?
Yeah, so PTC Beyond, and then also a reminder that we have the buy one, get one free program, which is a part of the Beyond program. Again, encouraging organizations to bring their young leaders and young professionals. So the buy one, get one free program is active now. That is part of PTC Beyond. The Beyond Academy, or sorry, the Beyond Committee, I should say, we'll be hosting a series of events for young professionals to come together, network, learn, and connect from each other. And that's going to be kicked off with our Zillennials Welcome Cocktail Reception, which is sponsored by our friends at NJFX. And then the second item I want to point out on this slide is the PTC Women's Program. So that will start off with the Power Women Breakfast Series on Monday and Tuesday mornings, sponsored by Arcadian. And we're going to be bringing together some of the most influential women in the industry and learn from their incredible journeys. And we're thrilled to bring that back, and then capping that off with the women's program on Tuesday late afternoon is the women's reception taking place. So we've got an exciting women's program taking place at the conference again. And then the third item you see on the slide is the Barstool Pitch. So it's our version of Shark Tank for those who watch the television show. It's been rebranded to be the Barstool Pitch, taking place Monday afternoon at 5 o'clock at the ever popular Tapa Bar. I do want to plug that application submissions are open now up until December 6th. But we're looking for the next great idea. It can be an entrepreneur launching new technology, new innovations, or it could be an established company that wants to promote new innovations and breakthrough technologies that are taking place. So we're thrilled about that. And I do want to point out that there is a prize for the Barstool Pitch winner. So the prize will be 1-year membership of PTC and premium meeting space at PTC'25. So there's a nice giveaway. So encourage the audience to apply, or if they know others in the industry who are looking for a fun way to promote themselves at the conference, it'll be a good time at the Barstool Pitch on Monday.
And, we should also say when PTC members just need a little time to take a break between all these great sessions, they can head on over to the membership lounge, right? Sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so we want to make sure that we're servicing our members and they have places to meet and connect as well. What's new this year is we've actually moved the membership lounge. It's going to be in the Rainbow Lanai. For those who are familiar with the Hilton Hawaiian Village, the Rainbow Lanai is located on the first floor of the Rainbow Tower. So it's a new space that PTC will be using, much bigger, much more comfortable. So members can take advantage of that space throughout the conference. And that week.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that'll be very accessible. All right. So much incredible information you just downloaded to us. But I wanted to end by asking, what are your top 3 tips for getting the most out of this year's conference? Because I know there's a lot going on, but if you're going to distill it into power of 3, what would it be for you?
So I would say for men specifically, don't pack any suits.
Yes.
I've kind of jokingly heard if it's your first conference, it's initiation, right? They fool people to bringing in a suit. Do not bring a business suit. Your tie might be cut off at some point during the conference. But no, in all seriousness, as the conference is known for, it is so much networking, right? So many connections taking place. Now we're focusing a lot on the education, and so many important business meetings happening. Bring business cards, wear comfortable shoes, aloha shirts, semi-jokingly, wear the aloha shirts, right? But what we have strategically planned out is we want to make sure that there are as many touch points at the conference as possible. And so we've built things like the new membership lounge, the top of our Barstool Pitch. We want to make executives attending the conference accessible, which is why we remodeled the center stage, why we remodeled the topical sessions as well. Introduced a host of receptions and networking opportunities as well. So just be open, right? Open to meeting new people. You could meet someone at the Starbucks line. You could meet someone at the valet line because everyone is there for the annual conference. Everyone is there to be part of the industry and everything exciting going on. So, but in terms of tools, I do want to point out, so the mobile app just launched yesterday. So that is semi hot off the press.
Yeah.
We had great feedback on the mobile app features last year. So we tweaked a couple things, but the mobile app is live now. And also the website continues to be updated. So that has all of the up-to-date information on speakers, the agenda, all the activities going on. So definitely take advantage of those 2 tools.
So that's the thing, like before you pack your aloha shirt, make sure we're doing the app and the website, or what's the best way to keep up to date?
I would say download the app, look at the website, but the app and the website coexist. And so everything that you see on the website is accessible via the mobile devices. So definitely download the mobile app for all the latest updates. And we continue to push out updates via email as well. But the mobile app's a great tool to use and has all the good features that everyone talked about last year in terms of connecting with people, messaging people, knowing where sessions are located. So I would say it is the go-to resource. Download the mobile app.
And over my shoulder, am I pointing the way?
This way for me, but yeah.
Make sure that scan that little code in there, guys. It'll bring you right to the PTC registration page. So again, an event not to be missed. Brian, thank you so much. You guys do such an incredible job bringing us all together, getting us ready for business as an industry, educating us, nurturing our careers, providing new opportunities to meet, even if we're young, if we're women, if we're just excited and want to partake in an annual tradition. You guys have become, the spot to meet, to learn, to innovate. And we just so appreciate you every year. I'm saying this, but thank you.
No, and I appreciate that. And I certainly want to give kudos as well to friends such as JSA, yourself, partners like TeleGeography, who put together a great program for us. And so there are a lot of cooks in the kitchen that make the event possible. So similarly, I reciprocate the thanks to you and all of our friends, our member sponsors as well, that helps us put on a good event.
Oh, thank you so much. And so TeleGeography's Brianna Boudreau, giving us such great insight on the latest trends. Thank you so much, Brianna.
Thank you for having me. It's great to chat about PTC as always.
All right, guys, you've heard it here. Get all the details to prepare for PTC. Do it now. Visit the website, ptc.org/PTC'25, and make sure you're using that hashtag PTC'25. All right. Thank you, everybody. Be sure to tune in the week of PTC too, as we broadcast live from the expo floor with interviews with the industry's top thought leaders. Thank you so much. And in the meantime, follow both JSA and TeleGeography on LinkedIn and PTC. And go ahead and follow us, jsa.net and telegeography.com. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Know Before You Go. And as always, happy networking. See you soon in Honolulu.